All right, hello everyone. Wait, why does it always do that to me? Hello everyone, I am Crota, and I am casting game number 2 in a series between Hawk and Foggy. Alongside me, I am training up my co-caster in training.
Hi.
All right, my daughter getting oh so much older, enjoying WarCraft 3. I'm getting in some daddy-daughter time, as we are looking at Foggy spawning as the yellow night elf over here on the top right-hand side of the map of, I believe, Last Refuge. Meanwhile, over here on the bottom left, we have Hawk spawning as the red human. Human versus night elf, game 2 in this series, and Foggy in game number 1. Spoiler alert, if you guys are watching these games out of order, go back and watch it now. Foggy in game number 1 playing WarCraft 3 as though it was an iteration of StarCraft 2, setting up 4 bases and ultimately forcing an engagement up against Hawk. Hawk was unable to really do any serious damage, and he was down 3 bases, thereby unable to efficiently trade. Even though he was trying to bait out an attack, the game just went far too long. Now we are in game number 2, and Hawk knows that Foggy knows how to play a very, very long style of game. Will Hawk once again try and go for that longer game, or is he going to go for a shorter game? What is interesting, though, is that he did choose this particular map, which does have an expansion off over here, but it is a little bit far to get to. At the same time, though, you are slowly expanding towards your opponent, just like you are on Terranistan, and I think that's the strategy that Hawk was trying to go for. Alright, apparently my daughter just saw something flying. I'm not quite sure where it is, but a wisp is already on the move. Ancient of War is tanking that damage off of the 333 creep camp. Meanwhile, down off over here, a wisp is making its way to the bottom left, looking to perhaps detonate on an unsuspecting Archmage and damage Water Elemental. There's that Water Elemental. Will the Wisp be able to get into position? Let's take a look at this, as we do see the Ogre Warrior now get taken down. Circlet of Nobility has been picked up, trying to finish off the remaining 2 here. It looks like the Wisp may be able to spot this, and let's take a look. The Wisp now, well, down to 30 hit points. Is it going to detonate? Yes, it does, and it does get taken down.
Are under attack.
Oh yeah, the sheep is right there. The sheep are all across this map, Arya. I don't know why there are sheep in the middle of this battlefield. They look like they should be tamed. They could be wild sheep, even though I don't know who shear them. Yeah, maybe they are wild. Yeah, 2 wisp off to the north. I don't know if you guys can hear my daughter, but she is absolutely being adorable right now, as the Ancient of War is off over here, fighting back once again. Forest Troll Shadow Priest is brought in, level 2 now on that Demon Hunter, as a Footman gets ensnared. All right, a little bit of an unlucky break there, as the Demon Hunter now gets a boulder to the head. It looks like a pig may be responsible for the lack of escape, as the Footman does get taken down. Another boulder to the head for the quick stun, as we are going to see the Demon Hunter finish off this Rock Golem and the creep camp. Meanwhile, back to the south, Archmage, making sure to not give free experience once more, decides to attack his own Ogre Magi, as it looks as though Militia will be building a scout tower and possibly a town hall, possibly an arcane vault in this rather forward position. Wisp looks like it could get detonated and taken down. Archmage needs one more fireball detonation. Oh, beautiful, beautiful transition right there. Ancient of Wonders being built and only canceled at the last possible moment, as the Wisp now hides back off to the north. Mana burn onto the Archmage. Archmage unable to do very much. You see that the Demon Hunter is already at level 3. And that, my friends, is going to be a problem. Demon Hunter at level 3 before the Archmage can get to level 3 means that that Demon Hunter is going to cause a lot of issues. Meanwhile, Tree of Life by Foggy being placed down here at a rather stealthy location, only to be quickly run by. Now, the Tree of Life here means that he wants to try to expand either at what I'll call the 11 or 10 o'clock location. Both of them are possible, as the Archmage now needs to pick up or get some items in order to stay in this game. Now, this mercenary camp is going to be important to clear out, to use a little bit of that economic advantage. Meanwhile, Foggy, Foggy now trying to run away with this Forest Troll Berserker. Ogre Warriors aggroing back onto the Archmage as the Demon Hunter is looking for that Archmage as well. Demon Hunter does have Boots of Speed. Scout Farm was constructed off over here. That Wisp that was earlier hiding here now has run away as a Scout Farm has been built next to that Goblin Laboratory. Archmage and Demon Hunter now engaging again. Oh my goodness. Somehow the Archmage ended up trapped by the Demon Hunter right there. A 4-unit surround, only possessing one of those units as the Footmen now retreat all the way back home. Demon Hunter looking to have just an absolute field day so far. You can see there is one Arcane Tower. Demon Hunter now just wandering around here, losing a bit of mana. As the game does go on, Archmage needs to run away. Is it going to be able to stop that Demon Hunter who does have Boots of Speed? All right, Wisp now running back the other way there. Archmage is now running away as well as we are looking at an Ancient of War off to the north. Archmage and Demon Hunter. The Demon Hunter must have an idea of where that Archmage is as the Archmage is still running for the hills. All right. Oh, he stopped, and that's going to be a problem. Mana burn right there, down to 43 hit points. And this Archmage looks like he could end up falling in just a moment. Mana burn for 53 damage. And the Archmage running from a Demon Hunter ends up falling as we do not see a Goblin Zeppelin in time to pick up. Foggy having an absolute easy time so far with this game as the Demon Hunter finishes off the Archmage. No resurrection at the tavern as the Demon Hunter now going to town a bit on some of these footmen. The only real saving grace right now is that there is double economy for Hawk. Hawk can, in fact, lose that Archmage and still be in an okay situation for at least a little while. That Archmage is only at level 2, so the resurrection is not going to be that difficult. All right, what is happening here? It looks like the Wisp purposely trying to slip back here will be able to do exactly that. Meanwhile, the Demon Hunter, are we going to see a 4-unit surround on a Demon Hunter who was held position? This is potentially a very, very bad situation indeed, as a Footman may try and take his place. Is it going to happen? Is it? Oh my goodness, the Demon Hunter gets his Footman and is able to break free. Beautifully played by Foggy. Hawk was trying to, I guess he got a little bit greedy in trying to get it all, and instead lost the surround on that Demon Hunter. Low hit point Footman now trying to run away, will be hiding in the back. More Footmen in transit. Footmen do have the fend, reflecting that damage back once more as the Archmage now arrives to the party. Archmage drops, no, does not drop. The Water Elemental had 125 mana, looked at a Demon Hunter and said, mana burn me. And that's what we had. Demon Hunter back off over here, sitting at level 3, has taken a fair bit of damage. Ensnare onto a Forest Troll Berserker. Is it going to get caught? I do believe so, as that Archmage is now going to be coming back around. All right, there is another mana burn, as the Hawk has just lost more mana than he has used throughout this matchup, and he is still only sitting at level 2. Meanwhile, back off to the north, Foggy is mining at this 10 o'clock position, so we are even on bases as we're looking at, is this a Panda? Yes, it is. Panda of Foggy with that breath of fire to blow over all of those footmen. And, well, let's take a look at what will be happening next. Boots, I could have sworn there was a Belt of Giant Strength on the Demon Hunter earlier. I thought that would have been transferred to the Pandas, as it would have given an additional 150 hit points and plus 6 attack, but no such luck there. Meanwhile, Archmage trying to get to level 3. Is he going to pick up the item? Yes, he will. Gets mana burned again. This time not for a full 100, as we see the remaining Murlocs getting taken down. All right, he just leveled up. Is the Demon Hunter just sticking around for a mana burn? It looked like he was trying to do exactly that. That many footmen means that that Panda is going to be much more powerful once it gets to level 3, if it can get level 2 Breath of Fire. All of those footmen do tend to swarm a target, and that cone effect off of that Panda is extremely, extremely powerful, as Hawk now slips back off to the north. One key important thing to note, the Archmage does not have a Scroll of Town portal, so he cannot overcommit into any one particular location. Meanwhile, back over here, Ogre Magi, Ogre Maulers are all here, ready to go. Archmage is currently using up a Clarity Potion. Should be dropping a Water Elemental here in just a moment, and finds the Demon Hunter again. There, does drop the Water Elemental in time this time around, only to see it get abolished magic again. Mortar teams are going to be trained up as well, as we see Ogre Magi off to the north, ready to go. All right, are we going to perhaps fight on the ramp? And yes, we are. This is potentially very bad news. Demon Hunter trying to get the last shot. Does he get the kill? Yes, he does. Panda gets the level 3. Breath of Fire across the units, as we now see a Stormbolt go down. Are we going to perhaps see the Demon Hunter get surrounded? No. Potion of Invulnerability followed by a Scroll of Town portal. That would have been a lot of damage, as the Panda with a Potion of Greater Mana would have just melted across all of these footmen. Good insight by Hawk to not try and go for the surround there. Now, if there was ever a time that Hawk needed to use a Scroll of Regeneration, that would be right now, as the units are now making their way back off to the north. Footmen do have defend. Demon Hunter with Potion of Invulnerability, but still the Stormbolt goes down on the Panda. Panda is in a little bit of trouble. He does do a Breath of Fire back across. Mountain King now trying to back off. Is the Demon Hunter going to be able to get his target? Scroll Town Portal backs away. Mountain King now backs away as well. Footman going to go ahead and try and fight back, but the Scroll of Town Portal does go off. Archmage now going to continue this fight here. Archmage does not have enough mana for a Water Elemental as of yet. Footmen are in position. There is defend. The Footmen do have to be very careful, though, as that splash damage from that Mortar team could actually do a bit of friendly fire. Wow! Down to 39 hit points, but a healing ward quickly placed down, handling that situation there. I will get to food in a little bit, Arya. Now, Archmage heading back off to the north. Mountain King looking back off to the north here. Where will we be going? Ancient of War getting caught in a very, very sticky situation, as the Dryads know exactly where the human army is. There we go. There goes the engagement. Are we going to see defend being used? No, we are not, as the mortar teams are trying to shell down this Ancient of War. Roar is now in play. Bears are now in play, as it looks as though we are going to be going into an engagement here. All right, Demon Hunter, Mana Burn onto the Mountain King, Stormbolt onto the Demon Hunter. Units are all backing off. Damage is being reflected, as that poor footman getting mauled to death by bears. Mountain King now looking to engage again. Mortar teams are just lobbing attacks and actually hitting that Dryad line fairly effectively. Also, we can see that there is a healing ward in the backfield, rather difficult to get to, but the footmen are not close enough. They need to actually be backing off just a bit, as Foggy does not want to engage in that location. Ancient of War about to get taken down. Abolish Magic could be coming in. There goes the Ancient of War, but chasing an Ancient of War instead of going after the Dryads, and that was a problem there. All right, still fighting, slow, healing, all being cast. That Fairy Dragon in a nasty location, dealing so much damage across the board. Meanwhile, Fairy Dragon absorbing a little bit of damage. Breath of Fire coming across, but many of the footmen are already dead. Spellbreakers are now all in that front line, as we see the Mountain King now needs to back off. Mountain King now sitting at level 2. No more healing ward in the backfield. That Fairy Dragon dealing so much damage as the Mountain King falls. Level 4 on the Panda. Level 5 on the Demon Hunter, as we are pushing back the other way once more. Spellbreaker going to get taken down. Bear may get taken down in this, or it could get Staff of Preservation, and it looks as though it will get saved. One does get saved, the other does not. Archmage still trying to fight here, as the Dryads are trying to retreat once again. Flying Machines going after the Fairy Dragons. Is it going to get taken down? Yes, it will, as we now see a new bear come into play. Rejuvenation should be coming here in just a moment. Whoever is running is losing, and that is the general consensus, as another bear gets taken down. Archmage now at level 4 and gets a +2 Tome of Intelligence. Selling some items, healing back up is absolutely necessary. Mortar teams in the backfield with 2-0 upgrades, causing significant problems, but a mortar team stopped to attack a sentry ward, only to get absolutely destroyed again. What is happening? Flying Machines are up in the air. Spellbreakers are upgraded at 1-1. Mortar teams are upgraded at 2-0. As we are looking at the resurrection of the Mountain King, he will be coming back out in just a moment. And it looks as though the Demon Hunter and, well, Flying Machines are just trying to keep track of the armies here. Panda cannot get any more experience. So I believe Foggy is going to look to try and engage. We are even in terms of bases, so no one has a clear economic advantage. But the Night Elf does have a definite tech advantage and also has a definite hero advantage. Countering the units, though, Spellbreakers are countering off many of the units over here, as well as the Panda can no longer effectively use its Breath of Fire. Both sides trying to get into position, perhaps trying to figure out how to engage. We are only at keep, and that Demon Hunter does have an Orb of Venom, which will help him shoot down some of those Flying Machines as well. No, they cannot get poisoned, but a Hippogriff, oh, getting stunned there, and we now retrained a Blizzard. All right, Archmage retrains to Blizzard, and that is more to try and tech against the Bears. Dryads obviously unaffected there. 150 point mana burn. That Mountain King now looking a little bit less full of himself. As you can see, the Demon Hunter is absolutely currently getting shelled right now from a distance.
The town is under siege.
Units being able to attack farther than they can see. Fairy Dragon now going after the farm. We are looking at 77 compared to 78 supply. Both sides are ready to go. Spellbreakers are 2-2 upgrades up against Bears that have no upgrades at all. This is potentially very, very dangerous battle coming in. Flying Machines still flying overhead. No way to attack ground just quite yet. Mainly there to figure out how to deal with those Fairy Dragons. But Fairy Dragons do have 12 armor in that Fairy Fire Mana Flare mode. Alright, down across over here. Gold mines, 3,000 gold left, 2,700 gold left. That's about 5 minutes and about 4.5 minutes left of mining before the gold mines are gone. Meanwhile, Spellbreakers going after the Rock Golem creep camp here only to see a prime opportunity for Foggy to attack. Not quite sure how he knew. Spider Sense must have been tingling as the Robe of Magi quickly goes on to the Mountain King. Manual of Health, Tome of Strength. Are you going to pick them up? No, you're not. Why would you need 75 extra hit points as we are now going to be going into an engagement there? Flying Machines getting burned down. A beautiful, beautiful use of Breath of Fire even after the transition into those Spellbreakers. The Flying Machines all pretty much getting torn apart there as we are going to be looking at the Archmage still ignoring these tomes. Why would you ignore tomes? Tome of Strength, Manual of Health. If the Archmage or the Mountain King die, I'm going to say 75 hit points would have mattered. Spellbreakers now in that front location there. We are going to be going into engagement. Are we going to see a Stormbolt onto the Demon Hunter? That's what we should be looking at. Not quite sure why we are not, as the Fairy Dragons are just outside of combat range on all of those towers. All right, Hippogriffs are ready to go. All are in position. Mountain King has no way of dealing damage to those Fairy Dragons at all. Archmage could try and attack back as they are starting to, well, fly back and retreat. Druids of the Claw with 0-1 upgrades. Dryads with 0-1 upgrades as well. As an Ancient of War still eating its way through this Timberline. All right, Blizzard only on a single archer. I guess they were trying to Blizzard on the front line and pull aggro through the rest of those units. Flying Machines are all in position as the mana burn once more on that Mountain King. The Fairy Dragons also offering sight onto that Mountain King across the tree line, allowing the Demon Hunter to get in an impressive mana burn. Staff of Preservation saves a low hit point bear that was slowed and I believe stunned as the Mountain King looks to regenerate some mana once more. Archmage maxed out on mana. Flying Machines 2-2 upgrades as we see aggroing of the creeps attacking over this tree line right here as we are looking to see who is going to be able to come out ahead. Hawk trying to get to level 5 and level 3 on his heroes to make up some of that experience difference by creeping. That is not something Foggy can do, but Foggy has not really given a lot of free time. Foggy coming in with the Panda. Drunken Haze, Breath of Fire, multiple damage there. Mortar teams could get torn apart. One mortar team down. Second mortar team looks like it could get taken down. There it goes. Spellbreakers are finally in position to try and engage as the Fairy Dragons with that long distance mana flare doing tremendous damage once more. Spellbreakers still trying to fight here. Archmage blizzarding all of these units. As you can see, the Dryads are absolutely getting destroyed. Foggy still doing a great job here trying to continue this pressure as the Archmage now teleports back within the confines of the Town Hall. There you have it. Are we going to see another engagement there? More damage being just lobbed out and shelled out as the Archmage does use a scroll of regeneration across multiple units. 74 over 84 supply compared to 79 over 80. We are now running back the other way. All right, it looks like this game does not have an end right now. Both sides with very, very even armies. But what is this? The Panda is going to take this opportunity to go after the Ogre Lord Creep Camp. That will, in fact, give him level 5. And at level 5, that is going to be a huge, huge hero advantage, as that Breath of Fire is going to shut down any more of those flying machines. We do have a Stormbolt. Demon Hunter is surrounded. Mana Burn onto the Mountain King, followed by a quick Scroll of Town Portal to head back home. He's going to heal back up, get back into the next fight, and be coupled up with or partnered with a level 5 Panda with more strength and... what? A book? Yeah, another book got left behind. For some reason, WarCraft players don't like to read. They left books here, and they left books down over here. Yeah. Yep, you did see another sheep. Hippogriff now doing a little bit of chasing. Mountain King, did he get to level 3? Yes, he did. Unholy Aura, that is going to help. He also does have Bloodlust. This is a fight that, well, I believe Foggy may want to wait before he engages. No, he does have enough Dryads for that Abolish Magic. Shelling is going to be extremely important, as the flying machines are at 2-3 upgrades. And are they getting repaired? Oh, Unholy Aura is giving the mechanical units regeneration. So yes, they are currently healing up just a little bit, but more importantly, they are slightly moving faster. We are looking at no mining here, some mining here. Mining will begin here momentarily. No more gold mine here. We are at 83 over 90 supply. What you see is what you get, as the yellow army of Foggy trying to clean up the rest of this particular creek camp. Militia coming in. Blizzard now coming down. In order to engage, they need to try and run through a rather, uncomfortable location. Archmage now needs to run away. Slow poison. Archmage needs to get away. Are we going to see a staff of, no Stormbolt there, as the Archmage pretty much shut down. Scroll of Healing used just in time before a Breath of Fire does go down. Mountain King now out. We see more Blizzard coming down across more of those units, but the Archmage needs to back up again. Mountain King continuing to get into trouble. And there is so much Mana Flare going down. Blizzard now being cast down once more, as the Panda is up in that front line. Who is winning out? Blizzard, is it going to be able to finish off a handful of bears? One bear now down. Spellbreakers are also falling. Scroll of Town Portal coming in back from that Panda, as the remaining units are running away again. Mountain King sitting at level 3. Archmage sitting at level 5. We are currently mining 2 bases to none. And we are at 58 over 90 compared to 77 over 90. Tree of Eternity is down across over here. This needs to get taken down before any mining, even long distance mining, can happen. Scroll of Town Portal incoming, inbound, and landing straight up on top of the army. And there is the GG. Beautiful use of Scroll of Town Portal to engage his opponent. Foggy taking out Hawk 2-0. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Hope you guys enjoyed it.
Bye.
Bye.